Welcome to the Happy Infectious Faces Project, also known as the 100 Faces Challenge. Let's recap for a bit. Today's topic will be about how I decided to create my own adaptation to the 100 Faces Challenge to include all of you. So, if you like this topic of video and you wish to see more like it, consider subscribing and hit the bell icon to all to receive notices when I post more. The 100 Faces Challenge is an amazing challenge that you can find on Pinterest on Ahmed Aldori's art board. Okay, I hope I said that right. I probably didn't, but I tried. He has chosen to post and posted different faces and sculptures that other people can paint or draw or whatever from to hone their skills. It's a marvelous challenge, but it seems that I can't follow someone else's groove. And I had kind of my own take on it anyway. I like the idea of the challenge, but I wanted to have faces that are real and that would bring me and other people out of the funk of 2020 and 2021. So I put it out there to the cyber world, especially to Facebook, to ask people to send me their photos and or selfies with a stipulation that they play this game with me. The game is to make goofy, silly, cranky faces or whatever that they can use to make other people laugh. I wanted other people the chance to affect other people too in a happy and happily contagious way. We can change our emotional state and others with just our face. We humans have the ability to do that for each other with just a look. So that is what I wanted to capture. I also wanted to give other people the satisfaction to join me, inspiring me to continue and finish this challenge. It's a little walk. Here's a little walk down my memory lane here. I remember when I was little and I saw a sad person lying in the street. And I was, like I said, very little. And since they were sad, I wanted to make them happy. So I smiled at them. And my dad was with me and he was, being a good dad and he was being protective of me. Or maybe he had concerns for his little impressionable and naive child and hurried us away. But I know that person smiled back at me, and I had to keep looking back and smiling to give some attention to them and a little love. That still bothers and affects me. Obviously, that other person was in some kind of dire situation or difficult circumstance, and as a child, my ability to help was somewhat limited. But what if we could possibly help and change someone else's state to bring them to something better with an emotional connection, as simple as a smile? So let's bring this story a little more into the moment of, ahead. When I got older, I found that when my patients came to see me, if I acknowledged them with a smile and genuine care and concern, their healing accelerated that much farther. And if I didn't, well, you can understand where I'm going with that, can't you? So now, a little bit more into the now, we're going to travel through to roundabout this moment. So I live here in Ecuador as an expat, and this is what Ecuadorians have taught me. As a Canadian, I always thought we had good manners as a culture, but the Ecuadorians have given my experience to go a little bit further. They have taught me a little bit more. So whenever you go into a space and there are people there, you acknowledge them and say hello. Maybe you ask them how they're doing. And say, for example, you enter a restaurant, you wish them all to eat well, and so on. But to all of the people in the room. Often you have to shake hands or give a hug. But now, of course, we elbow bump or fist pump, and we quickly use alcohol to sterilize, and then we all awkwardly laugh and smile about it, but we still connect to each other. Of course, there are rude people who don't, and of course, there are those who you don't want to with either. But still, social protocol is there, and you have to at least say hello and acknowledge them. I use these extra skills when I go back to Canada, and it shocks me every time as to how it changes the connection with other people and affects things like my interactions with other people, and how it brings smile and kindness, maybe a little extra patience from them, and definitely makes me feel more connective and positive. So I like that, and I practice it all the time now. So thank you to Ecuador for my further education. Now back to this project. I'm hoping, and so far I've found this to be true, that when people send me their images and I create art from the happy, funny, infectious faces, this connects people to each other. It's interactive. They are happily sending me their images, and when I post, people are so very supportive, and I have found it so heartwarming. I have found also so many comments so far that are so positive that things like, I've laughed for the first time in weeks, or I was having a really hard day and this made it all better. So I'm glad. And that so many of you have joined in with me to the project and kind of get it. It has been amazing, and I still have so many more faces to do. Where will this go? I don't know. But I think it's like spreading some magic, and I love that. I'm a person who loves a pretty face as much as the next person, but what is more magical is in our differences and our playfulness and our humor, and that makes us so much more beautiful because of the depth of the human soul that it brings. Oh, that's so cool. Consider this for a moment, okay? There are 42 muscles in the face. There are 12 pairs of cranial muscles that control all of those. And there are 14 bones through which all of that moves around. And with a tiny twitch, you can make an expression go from angry and disdain to happy and contagious and connected. This is an interesting study for me to do all these faces. And as an artist, it's interesting about how you are all interpreting for me too. Those who are sending faces are sending me different challenges and different quirks and having fun with their uniqueness rather than being model mold perfect, which is static and, to be honest, rather boring. This is a harder challenge, really, with all the details and how all the anatomy and movement is in creating that painting. The subtleties are the most important thing to get right, or I get the whole painting wrong. There's a silent communication that is so incredible it makes me speechless. Take a look at these faces as they get painted and created, and as they get posted, and look at what people are saying about the faces, not necessarily about the art. It's interesting. That is, the connection of a moment can change everything. So again, I thank you for sending me your faces. I promise I will get faster, and I promise I will get better too. So thank you all for hanging in there with me while I do that. Art is a never-ending growth process, and hopefully you can enjoy it with me as I get stronger and more capable. After all, enjoyment is the whole mission of this project. So if you liked this video and you wish to see more of it, consider subscribing and hit the bell icon to receive further notices when I post more. And like usual, I'm including a little extra music for you to enjoy from my friends Carlucco, Del, and Vic. And hopefully they'll give you a little inspiration towards what's going on.